there's been a lot of corruption, and in the era of Sako, one of the things we also spoke about is that you are aware of a formulated group by Iringwa and Sako where they were collecting at least $1,000 from Amazonians, and you are aware of what was being done with that money at the background for whatsoever purpose. And as a matter of fact, you are one of those who were contacted. Can you please tell us, the people of Amazonia, what was the purpose of someone donating $1,000 to get presidential information from Amazonia? And how was that going to help Amazonia? How was that money going to help Amazonia, if at all the monies that they were collecting from Amazonians, again, $1,000 from individuals to get access to presidential information, what was that money used for?
So, as for the $1,000 that was demanded to get first-hand information or presidential information, I consider that a negative aspect that cannot move our revolution ahead. And my comments there, I reserve it, please.
Comrade, if I can understand you, what Mr. Nanchov had just said is that you are privy to some money that was being paid to have presidential access, and that amount of money, without going into whatever it was $1,000. Is that what we're hearing here?
It was soliciting money, an amount of money like that for presidential or first-hand information.
When you say, what do you mean by first-hand information? Who was demanding first-hand information?
Again, Secretary Chris, like I said, I am telling Namjob, Mr. Namjob, I hope he understand. You understand with me, and Amazonians, you bear with me. There are certain things that you send out there. They will affect
Comrade, what I'm trying to find out is, we want to make sure this wasn't a compromising situation where our enemy is saying, I will pay whatever I can to get to that person or speak to that person or get some information from that person. Or was this some other people within our ranks, Amazonian diaspora, saying, hey, I will give $1,000 to meet whoever they wanted to meet?
Yes, it was Amazonians within the ranks of the interim government that were asking for this $1,000 in order to give first-hand information to people that wanted to pay that amount of money.
All right. Mr. Nanchov, I hope, were you able to get his explanation?
I was able to get his explanation, but the reason for this question is this. Secretary Chris, you hit the hammer on the nail. This is the point. Little do Amazonians know that our struggle was long sold by Iringwa and Sako. I'm glad you have said one of those who is a victim, not a victim, who was contacted by this cabal, that they were selling presidential information. I'm paraphrasing. Maybe they did not use the word selling, but they were literally collecting money from people, thousands of dollars. And my brother on set cannot deny that, because he himself is a witness. He was contacted, and I've spoken to many Amazonians that they were collecting money from them in the pretext of selling them presidential information. Secretary Chris, you rightly said, a La Republic agent is willing to give any amount of money to get information and core information about our struggles. You will begin to understand why, at a certain degree, we had fighters dying, because whenever things were being planned, I presume those who were privileged to give this $1,000 or thousands of dollars had information about almost every project we wanted to carry out. So it brought us as Amazonians to a position where every step we took was in jeopardy. Reasons why a lot of failures were encountered under the regime of Sako. I brought up this topic not because I wanted to raise negativity, but at least this is one of those information that the Amazonian people need to know, why the regime of Sako could never succeed, because it was a regime that sold the struggle. in comparison to the present regime where we are focused on accountability and action.
So, Mr. Nanchop, I mean, you are also on TV. You are regularly there doing your shows. How come you never put out this information since then?
Secretary Chris, there are a lot of things that I've not yet put out. And you know how I work. You know, I'm more of an investigative person or activist. I take my time, Secretary Chris, and I don't want to talk about things where I cannot evidentially prove them. I just use this opportunity because CJ is one of those I've spoken to. He is a witness, and since you already having him on set, I know he cannot deny his own words. That's why I'm using the opportunity to bring out this little piece of information. But what Ambazonians can expect in the next weeks and months is huge, Secretary Chris. Ambazonians will be shocked by what Sako did with this struggle. A man we gave our trust. This man had, in fact, it's sad. I don't want to say those things today, but again, I'm just using the opportunity because we have a witness on set.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right.